Thanks for tuning in to Barbershop Sports Talk.
Oh, we're back with Barbershop Sports Talk, and we have my friend, host of the Sports Guappler podcast and Facebook group headmaster. He's a teacher, he's a father, he's a son, he's an educator, he's a husband. And he's a school psychologist. Ben Karren, host of the Sports Guappler podcast. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great tonight, Daryl. How are you?
I'm doing great. Did I get all of your names? All of your titles?
I think you covered it, my friend.
Former wrestler, too?
I don't know if I should even take the credit on that one. I'm nowhere near as good as you were.
Oh, it's all good. So, we are going to be doing our predictions for the NFL divisional round, but there's a lot of other topics that we have. We're going to get into some college football and a little bit later, kind of recap that Alabama-Ohio State game towards the end of the show. But first, I do want to get to this. So, today, big news dropping in the NFL in terms of head coaches. So, let's start with this. Urban Meyer, former head coach at the Ohio State University, is not going to be the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ben, me and you have talked about this off the air. I think we've even broached this on the air a few times over the years about, will Urban Meyer actually come back? You have consistently said that you don't think he's coming back because of his cyst. And I kept telling you, Ben, I think the money, I think the clout, I think the fame, I think the admiration, I think the idea to try new challenges, I think it would lure Urban back into the coaching fold. How shocked are you that this is happening from where we've been maybe like 3 months ago?
Well, I'm pretty surprised about it. I've been pretty consistent whenever we've talked about it, saying that I didn't think he was going to make a comeback, and definitely not to the NFL due to that brain cyst. However, here we are, and I can definitely understand why he would be interested in this kind of position. Jacksonville looks like he's going to be able to get probably one of the better quarterback prospects to come out of the draft. In the last 10 or 15 years, Trevor Lawrence. I think they've got a lot of flexibility as an organization. He kind of has a clean slate to work with out there, and I think that was intriguing for him as well.
If I told you 3 months ago that Urban Meyer was going to be the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, what would you have said to me, Ben?
I would have called you crazy. I really didn't see this coming. I mean, you nailed this, and I completely whiffed on it.
Yeah, and even for me, I thought that he would be back in college. Like, I was never really beating the NFL. I think maybe a couple times I beat the NFL drum deal. Maybe go to the NFL, but I was really thinking college. I'm actually kind of shocked that he took the NFL job, but they're talking about $12 million a year. I think that's probably more than what Bill Belichick is making. $12 million a year might be more what Nick Saban's making in Alabama. Like, that's a lot of money to coach football. And, I think also the thing, too, that, I think maybe he's bored. You know what I mean, Ben? Like, he does the stuff for Fox, the analyst. I think he teaches a class at Ohio State or whatever. But after that, you know what I mean? He's just kind of sitting at home with the wife. Like, you know what I mean? He just has that coaching edge. Because guys like that are lifers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he's got an obsession in the best possible way with football and being a coach.
How do you think he will work in the NFL? Because we've seen guys like Steve Spurrier. They go to the NFL and they don't necessarily have the best of success. We see Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time. He went to Miami. It wasn't great. While we've seen Jim Harbaugh make waves in the NFL, going to multiple NFC championship games. Where do you see Urban falling in this? Because we've seen two different dynamics. We've seen a guy like Harbaugh have great success. We see a guy like Nick Saban struggle. Where do you think it's going to go with Urban?
Well, I think with Urban, he's going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars as they are now, which is the worst team in the NFL, and I think he's going to be able to turn them into a playoff team. I see that probably taking about 3 years to get that going and to be on that pathway. I also think there's a possibility he could win some playoff games with a team, and I give him a high ceiling and a possibility of winning a Super Bowl at some point. I'm not saying that I would necessarily predict it, but I see a pretty high ceiling with a coach like Urban Meyer.